Hey folks, it's Masterpiece, and today I have another vintage collection review. Just gonna adjust that because we've got the Blurrg and the Mandalorian, and I'm really excited for this one because this version of the Mandalorian is my favorite. I don't think we've gotten enough screen time with his regular costume. I even have this one, which is a custom of mine. This is the first release with some improvements that I've made. I added a wash, added more weathering with the silvers, and the helmet is actually different helmet that is resin printed. Soft goods cape, and yeah. So we're gonna open this guy up, check out the Blurrg, and then also check out the Mandalorian figure and compare it to the old one. Alright, so as soon as you open it up, this is what you're met with. You have the Blurrg in pieces, so there's some assembly that you have to do there. And then you have the card back of the Mandalorian right here. I'm just gonna put that to the side. We're gonna focus on the Blurrg for now. I'll open this up, assemble it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So, I've heard a lot of good things about this Blurrg. Assembly is pretty easy. These are all really simple to attach. They just go on like so and pop into place. And then there's this bag full of other stuff. So you got that hand that goes right in. Where do we start? Let's check out the articulation. No, you know what? We'll just look at this thing, because this thing looks awesome. So the paint apps on it are really good. It's got like a dark bluish gray with almost looks like a beige, but the paint apps look really good. The eyes look fantastic. The camera on the phone does not do it justice, so good articulation on the tail though. Really good stuff here. So right off the bat, I'm pretty impressed with the articulation. The articulation on the tail is really good. Articulated jaw too. It could open its mouth pretty wide. You could definitely fit a whole figure in there. The arms are good. Barbell hips. Knees. And look at that, it even has rocker ankles. That's cool. Just really good paint apps. You don't have to have this stuff on the Blurrg. You can take this off if you just open its jaw and, you know, take it off that way. But also the harness can come off through the bottom here. You just undo that and this comes off. So if you want like a wild Blurrg just roaming around or something like that, you could have it like this. Pretty cool. The eyes look really good, man. They did a good job with that. Anyways, let's get into the figure. Alright, so this is the part that we've all been waiting for. The Mandalorian from Arvala 7. The card back image is awesome. I love that card back image of him. I think they chose a really good image of him with the Blurrg. Comes with the standard accessories. So the IB-94 and the Ambin phase rifle. And on the back, this is VC-335. There's another picture of him right there. Looking awesome. One thing that I was made aware of, which is kind of weird, is that, and we'll see this in a little bit, but Hasbro did not bother to even paint the handle on the IB-94 pistol, whereas in previous releases they did, which is a little confusing. I don't know why they decided not to do that this time, but what can you do, right? The good thing about this release also is that the card back does come unpunched. So for all the sealed collectors out there, I bought 2 of the Mandalorian Arvala 7 and Blurrgs just so that I could have one of these to open up, and then one to have in its card back sealed. So good news there. So we're supposed to have updated articulation with this previous release, and that way it could sit on the Blurrg, because before it would be a lot more difficult to probably pull that off with this guy. So we're going to check that out now. All right, so here's the figure. Looking awesome. So let's see. We're gonna get into articulation in a bit, but I just want to talk about this. This is one of the accessories. It comes with this figure as well. And yeah, what's really weird about it is that they didn't even bother to paint the handle of it, whereas in other releases they did, but not in this one. Not sure why. It's probably a nitpick, to be honest with you, but at the same time it's like, come on guys, what changed now? Here is the Ambin phase rifle. So that looks really nice. Super cool. And then here's the figure. And what's awesome about this figure, if we compare it to this one, we can already spot some differences. So obviously this one was put a lot more time and effort into making it as accurate as possible to the source material, but we could see that the new Din Djarin has the Beskar pauldron that he got as a down payment from the client and brought back to the armor to forge him new pauldron. So he first started off with the Shore Trooper pauldron and then switched it to a new one. So that is accurate. Other than that, aside from the barbell hips being a very nice welcome to this release, it's all pretty much the same. So pretty neat. Again, some of these colors will need to be muted out. I still think that it's still a little too, some of the colors are just too bright, but one thing that really frustrates me is how Hasbro wasn't able to put on the barbell hips on this new Mando. So, not sure why they didn't do that. Or sorry, not the barbell hips, the rocker ankles. So this new one does not have rocker ankles. Same with this one, the first release. However, if we look at, say, this one, this is the rescue set one. This guy does have rocker ankles. Why they weren't included with the new one beats me. But yeah, no rocker ankles for the new Din Djarin, which is a shame. They really should have included that, but we got what we got. This is definitely the definitive out of all of the other releases that we've gotten so far of this one. Like I said, it's just the new one and the first iteration of The Mandalorian. But I could tell you right now that this figure is way better than the previous released one. So aside from the soft goods cape and the updated pauldron, no rocker ankles, unfortunately, but good articulation at the knee, swivel at the thigh, barbell hips, good waist articulation. That's what we get for the arm. And same with this one, that new pauldron won't get in the way. Elbow and swivel wrists. Are they hinged? I can't really tell. Yeah, so I believe that's updated too. No, the old one had that as well, but still good. I'm loving this release so far. There are some things that I'm going to change, aside from putting a wash over it and doing some more paint apps to it myself. So I am going to fix up the cape. The cape should be a little bit more beat up. And I want to try to switch shins with a barbell. Or, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. A rocker ankle set. So pull these shins off and then grab another Din Djarin with rocker ankles and then switch them. That way it is definitely a definitive Din Djarin. And let's see, what else? That's pretty much it. Other than that, I think it would be perfect. But what do you guys think about this release? I'm going to pose it up, see what we could do. So stay tuned. Alright, so the Mandalorian and Blurrg, I think this is definitely a must-have for anybody because the figure is awesome. We got a new creature in the Vintage Collection line, and you know, if you have your Quill, you could have him hop onto one of these Blurrgs along with Mando, pose them together. That'd be a really good one. The new barbell hips on this guy are fantastic. Every single detail on this guy is amazing. They did mess up on some of the paint apps. There's some paint apps that are missing on it. However, for what it is a really good release, and you know, just needs a wash. Some of the colors need updating, but other than that, it is fantastic. So what do you guys think about this release? I ended up getting 2 because this is definitely amazing. I need 2 of these Blurrgs at least, so I'm glad that I have them now. Here's the other one. And then that means that I also have 2 of these guys, one for my sealed collection and then the other one for, you know, opening it up and posing it, which means I get 2 of these Blurrgs. So that's going to be it for this video. What do you guys think? Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like my content. So I'll see you guys in the next one.